were putting hay on the barn. And Dad had the fork and slings and pulled it up on the hayloft. And the last stuff was a sling full.
The sling broke?
No, the sling didn't break. It's coming through the doors. And I was just a kid standing up on the hayloft there. And as it was coming, I backed up and backing up, watching that come out through. And I fell down, there was a trap door. And I fell down that about 8 feet and landed on the, well, there was a lean-to on the beam down between the lean-to and there was a door there. And then fell on that. And laid there for a while. I couldn't walk or anything. He picked me up, put me in a little wagon, took me out to my mother. She was doing chores and she brought me in her yard in a little wagon. I never ever went to the doctor or anything, chiropractor. Years ago, I was working in a pipe mill in Camrose. I come to work one morning and I had a sore back. And the foreman, I knew him quite well. And he asked me what I'm doing, what I was doing the day before. I said, he sent me out in the yard to pick up some scrap and stuff. What's that heavy stuff? I said, something like heavy, not bad. I didn't say no more. He walked, went away. All of a sudden he comes back, he says, you got a chiropractor appointment, you keep it. And about 10 o'clock I had to go. And the chiropractor took an x-ray of me. And he come back with the x-ray, he looks at me, he looks at the x-ray, he looks at me, he looks at the x-ray. And finally he says, can I take another x-ray? I said, yeah, you can take another x-ray. Comes back and looks the same thing. And finally he says, did you hurt your back at one time? I said, yeah, I told him the story, I fell off the hayloft and stuff. Oh, he says, that tells me. He says, I put my back out, and my muscles had compensated so much for it, they got so hard, it looked like I had two backbones. You know, I'm so confused. The first time he thought I'd moved, but then when he took the second one, he knew I hadn't moved, so it looked like I had two backbones. And that's why, you know, when I did a lot of work with my arms, you know, like that, I play out between the shoulder blades. And I asked him about that. Yeah, he says, as your muscles holding up your back and doing all the work and everything, they play out. So I never did ever get that fixed. And I think that's what's bugging me in the back of my, smaller than the back now. I can only stand so long and then I got to sit for a few minutes. Then it goes away and then I can stand up again for a while.
Well, it's just like Alan was telling the story about him falling out of the hayloft last night.
Yeah.
I don't remember him falling off the hayloft.
That was when he was a kid.
Yeah, he was
The kid at our place.
Another thing there, Larry and Elmer, they were hauling or unloading hay again. And for some reason or other, I don't know, I was a little bit older, I guess. Rope going through pulleys, horses were pulling up the hay. For some reason, I was going like this, help with the rope. Pretending I was helping the horses pull. And I didn't let go soon enough, and I got my hand caught between the pulley and the rope. And I had of course my hand was quite a bit smaller than and I took the skin right off of my hand and thumb and stuff. I was going over, you can't even see it anymore, but for a long time it was like a great big birthmark there. And he helped me out then too. And that's the only things I really remember of him.
You don't remember how he lost his finger?
Yes, I remember that one. That was the stupidest damn thing. I was old enough then too, I was helping.
You were playing with a watching cap, weren't they?
Yeah.
You were playing with a watching cap.
No, that was Lloyd.
Oh, that was Lloyd, yeah, Lloyd did, yeah.
Larry, your dad, they're sawing wood.
Sawing wood, yeah.
In those days, first, because we heated with wood and stuff. Saw the wood blocks, big piles of logs, and saw the wood. The neighbors would get together and we had a sawing deal. And most of the time they threw the last block off to the side. But for some reason that time, they threw it over the saw. And he was a sawyer then. He was still doing the sawing. And he threw one last block over one time and brought his hand down too close on the saw. Saw caught it. Now he doesn't know, he had a ring on his finger. Now he doesn't know if the saw caught the ring and pulled his hand in, or if it hit the ring and pushed his hand away. It happened so fast he doesn't know. He never knew.
Yeah.
but he lost half his finger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he said afterwards he wished he had him taken the whole finger off because it was just a nuisance to have. So my other brother Lloyd, my brother Lloyd there, he when there were kids going to school yet. He come home from school and he had like an old shed on the yard there and called it the blacksmith shop. He had a little forge in there and stuff. Homemade forge and stuff. And Larry and Herb, they went in there and were doing something, doing something. And Lloyd, Dad used to have blasting caps and something probably blow stumps out of the ground once in a while. And he went and got one of the caps and put it on a rock, the big rock out there. And he took another rock and pounded on it because it scared his brothers. And the damn thing blew up, blew his damn finger off. So then, of course, mother was home alone, Dad wasn't home. He was at some meeting or something. She sent her to
Taking a picture of this.
to the neighbors, and the neighbor guy he just come home from town with the team of horses and stuff. And Herb come around over there, huffing and puffing. He says, on all their breath, hard to talk, and told him what happened. The neighbor he just unloaded the groceries, turned around. Horses were tired. He turned around, took back to our place, picked up Lloyd, and took him to town. And mother, she was a guy by the name of Ed Schlender. He was a butcher and a cattle buyer and stuff. She sent him along to help Lloyd look after Lloyd. She bought a bottle of whiskey to give Lloyd in case no pain was too bad. Lloyd said never got a bit of it. He drank it all.
Because then you could go in the hammock and stay awake.